And it says we are live. I'm actually a minute or so early. No, I think I'm right on time. What do you know, man? What do you know? It's Thursday. I'm here. You're beautiful. That must mean it's time for GotBot Goes Live. I, of course, am your host, your most humble of hosts, Dennis Moulton, a.k.a. GotBot. As always, please like, comment, share, of course, subscribe. And while you are at it, hit that notification bell. It helps me out a ton, and it lets you know when content of all sorts goes up here on the channel. Check out Machinery of Man, The Everything Factor, all the groups that I'm either a mod or an admin for, as well as all of my social media links, all of that in the description down below. And I would highly advise you tonight that you get your pen and your paper ready, or if you take notes on your little cell phone or whatever it is that you do, because we're going to outline everything from Legacy and Studio Series that is coming in 2024. We're on the tail end, shockingly, of 2023, and the waves that were supposed to come out really in October, November, we're starting to see get those dates amped up, which makes me think that the 2024 wave slated to begin in January might start a little bit earlier. We'll get into all that. Before we do, and while I'm getting set up, first thing I want to do is take a moment of silence for the now late, great Terry Funk. Whether you are a fan of wrestling or not, Terry Funk is somebody who competed, I can't say competed, performed in his last match when he was 73, I believe, years old. In latter years, he was suffering from dementia, and for the last couple of years, and he passed away yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. But an absolute legend and icon. So many people from so many eras. If you're not a fan of wrestling, maybe your dad was or your grandfather was or something. And I mean, the Funks, Dory Sr., Terry, like legendary guy. So a moment of silence while I get ready for the late, great Terry Funk. And while we are at it, I also want to, I guess, give a shout out, thoughts, prayers, whatever you want to call it, good vibrations, good energy to the several people that have suffered from the wildfires in Maui in the US, but also to all of the people who have been suffering from wildfires in the Northwest Territories here in Canada. I know Maui has been devastating, and those people need not just our good thoughts, but they need practical help. Honestly, the same sort of thing is happening here in Canada. Shockingly, in the Northwest Territories, and as the name says, they're in the Northwest. You wouldn't really expect it, but it's been very dry. They too, wildfires, a lot of homes destroyed, a lot of businesses destroyed. You know, we're fortunate. We're fortunate that we're all here tonight having a good time and a good show. We got to try and pay forward, right? But this is going to be a good one. I'm looking forward to it. I hoped that I was going to have something tonight for a pickup. I got a few things in the works, but I just didn't get time to go and get it. So that might end up becoming next week's pickup. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how it goes. But yeah, it is what it is. I don't have it in time for the start of the show. Hey, Waspinator, Caldillo. Hey, Darren, Marcus. Happy to see all you guys. Brian, Big M. Hey, Mike, Jim. Yes, it is a lot of new stuff. A lot of it I've talked about before, but I didn't have the order or the breakdown of kind of waves and stuff. And we're kind of getting that now. I will also note one, what I'm going to call subline, that I saw listings for, and I broke it a long time ago, that I haven't heard anything from since. So I don't know if it's still a thing or not. And I can't remember what characters were in it, but I think it might be something. So stick with me. We're going to go through all of that. It'll be a chance for you to really plan ahead for a good year. Also, if you didn't already know, today, the pre-orders, I even put some links in the community tab. The pre-orders went up for 86 Frenzy, for Studio Series Ultra Magnus, for 86 Ratchet, for who else? Exosuit Noah, as well as Novocaine. That's the other little freezer, and Nightbird from Rise of the Beast. Hey Ken. Hey Warpig. Hey Tetranova. Anthony. By the way, our trivia tonight will be courtesy of our buddy Anthony from H&E Games. Yeah, the Funker. Yeah, that's what Foley always called him. Absolutely, that's what Foley always called him. Yep, absolutely, that's what Foley always called him. As we go down here a little bit, if I'm skipping stuff, I apologize, guy. Started a little bit early, actually. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I started early because we haven't. You know how I said I didn't get a chance to pick up something I was going to pick up. I didn't get a chance to get gas. I still have to do that, and we haven't eaten yet because we're actually getting ready because we're going camping for the weekend, like we did a few weeks ago. Tomorrow, not tonight, tomorrow. So we were kind of getting some stuff for that. Hardcore, absolute hardcore legend. Hey, Tens. Steaming with Wisconsin 118. Blah. I don't think I wouldn't be here. I literally wouldn't be able to move in that. What do I think about Benoit's in-ring ability? Amazing. Could teach a master class in it. What a shame that his personal life ended up being such a disaster and absolutely obliterating and overshadowing what should have been a Hall of Fame career. But I mean, it won't. And very sad. Sad all the way around. That whole legacy is sad. Charles Martinet, yeah, the voice of Mario, he is going to be taking a step back, which is funny because we just the other day, it's funny, the kids actually hadn't seen Rise of the Beast, so we actually watched that the other day. Again, I thoroughly love it. It's easily the best live action movie they've done. Anybody who says different is wrong. They're wrong. It's as simple as that. And we also watched that after Mario and looked up like who voiced Mario because knew it was somebody else, but couldn't quite place it as Chris Pratt. I think it was Chris Pratt, if I'm not mistaken. And I was like, yeah, but that other voice, I've heard it a few times, and sure enough, Charles was in there. And then like the next day, found out like he's taking a step back. But what an iconic voice! Again, what an iconic voice, right? I'm not really much of a Mario guy. I'm not much of a Nintendo guy. I mean, I had Nintendo, and that was it. I never had Super NES or N64. I never had any of those systems. I was a PlayStation guy, right? But my wife and my family very much is. My brother-in-law very much is. So I know enough through them, and I knew enough to know how iconic his voice is, of course, right? As we go down here a little bit. Hey, Razor Bear. Hey, Lance. I like Rise of the Beast more than the new Mario movie. Actually, I do not think I like the Mario movie. Really? I felt like, I mean, I didn't know enough about the Mario movie to get every reference, but it seemed to me like it was a love story to Nintendo fans. If like, and I could relate it to season 3 of Picard, because if you're a Star Trek fan, season 3 of Picard was an absolute love story to the fans. And I felt like that's what this was. I mean, my brother-in-law loved it. The kids loved it. My wife loved it. I enjoyed it, right? So it is what it is, right? But again, I wasn't as critical with it because I don't know that. I don't know the franchise well enough to be critical of everything that was in it, right? Let's see. Dare say I prefer the Hoskins movie. I don't know what that is, so I honestly, Anthony, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I can't have an intelligent conversation on it because I don't know it and I don't follow it. Yeah, see, the Mario thing hit the nostalgia feels for me too, but I'm not. Like, I was more critical of the Resident Evil films because I'm more invested in it, or the Silent Hill films because I'm more invested in it, right? With the Mario ones, I was just able to watch and have fun, right? So that being said, I'll say this much, man, oh man, when everything started there and the brothers got, split up, I was like, man, Mario's having a good time, but what a bad day for poor old Luigi. What a bad day. We live in a great era of good video game movies, since they often turn out as crap. I guess. Hot Hoskins movie, the 1993 live action? I don't remember it. I got to be honest with you, Anthony. I don't know the film. I don't know it. Hey, Brian. Okay, let's get going here, guys, because we got a lot of stuff to cover, and I want to be able to get out and get some food eventually. So let's get going. First things first. The 15th anniversary of Megatron, we saw images of that. This is the 15th anniversary of the live action movies, the 07 movie. It is pretty much a repack of the Studio Series 54 Megatron. Very, very silvery. I don't know if there's added silver paint applications here, but I mean, he looks like he jumped out of the 07 film. Of course, he is available exclusively on Amazon as part of a 4-pack, along with Barricade, Starscream, and Blackout. I think, though, that when I see him, it's funny. When I saw the Studio Series 54, I didn't have the same reaction to that I'm having to this. And I can't tell you why, because if that was every bit as silver as this, then I should have been blown away by it right away. threezero showed their M Deluxe Shatterglass Optimus Prime. It is the smaller one. This one stands at 17.8 centimeters. It's about 7 inches or so. It's a bit stylized, just like their Optimus Prime is. Looks splendid, hyper articulated. The M Deluxe is the smallest one. It's the most like cost effective. I think here they're like $60 or something. Very good. A lot of paint, a lot of articulation. You know, some Shatterglass love. I can't be angry at it. I really can't be angry at it. I think it's pretty cool, but it is stylized. They also showed up their Deluxe Rise of the Beast Optimus Primal, which is a step up from the M Deluxe. It's not that big premium. It's not that gigantic premium, but it's definitely more high end. The Primal stands at 11.2 inches or 28.5 centimeters if you're keeping track. 74 points of articulation. He has a die-cast frame with the parts put over it. He has LED eyes that take AG13 batteries, so good luck getting them, I suppose. I don't know if they're at your local dollar stores or not. He comes with, I'm just trying to see all this now. He comes with his cyber blades and a chain to connect them. He even has like a little bit of PVC fur, kind of around or hair, around like his shoulder pads that sort of just flays off a little bit, a la the film. He has moving back panels. He has his plated face. He has his open face. He has his open plated face, right? So he has all of that sort of stuff. I think he has multiple hands too. Super duper articulated. Now, both the M Deluxe and Deluxe from threezero, they don't transform, but they are for the collector looking for hyper articulated, hyper accurate robots, or hyper stylized robots that they can score a ton of dynamic poses with. And you know what? There's an argument for that. Going from that high-end collectible to something far more simple, we dive into micro machines. A little while ago, several micro machines came out. Some of them G1, a lot of them from the live action films. Well, what if we mash them together? Well, we're getting 5 mashed together. Dark of the Moon Leadfoot. It is the movie Leadfoot, right? The Dark of the Moon Leadfoot, but now going to be released by a micro machine, so it doesn't transform. It's a micro machine, right? In his kind of traditional, if you even know like the G2, the Wrecker Leadfoot that came out some months ago, in his yellow and blue color scheme, we'll take the Dark of the Moon car and do it in that color scheme. That's what we're getting from micro machines. Age of Extinction Optimus Prime. It's the Age of Extinction cab, done in G1 colors where the back of it is blue, the whole cab is red, and there's a silver stripe on it, but it's the AOE actual cab. This one's probably the biggest stretch. It's the Age of Extinction Galvatron, which is that cab over, I think it's called. He was very menacing in Age of Extinction. Now that's purple, and a little bit above the grill and below the grill is now going to be an orange highlight a la G1. Dark of the Moon Megatron is that murder death truck done in all gold, so it's like Golden Lagoon Megatron. And Dark of the Moon Top Spin, who is colored in a blue and white with silver highlights a la G1 or Titan's Return Top Spin. And I'm looking over here because I'm looking right at Top Spin as we speak. And yeah, the dude is white and blue with silver highlights. So neat. niche, different for sure. But if you're into micro machines, this might be a cool way to go. Um, we saw images of Earthspark Warrior class Shockwave. It's a redeco of the 2018 Cyberverse one. It's fine. It's a fine Warrior class Shockwave. It was a fine Warrior class Shockwave then. Take the 2018 Cyberverse, make the purple darker, make the chest yellow, and that's pretty much it. It doesn't really look like his on-screen appearance, but it is a good Shockwave. I would be curious to know what the price of that was in 2018 because it ain't going to be that price now. And I'm sorry, for a little recolor of a mold that came out 5 years ago, I expect the price that I would have paid 5 years ago. Just as saying. Chinese Pop Mart. Don't really know what this is. I don't know if it's a brand or a store or what, but they are doing G1 blind bags for these simple little, like 12.5 centimeter, very simple. I don't even think they're articulated figurines. I'm going to call them that. There's 12 and a couple of surprises in there mixed amongst what we know as like the typical popular ones, right? So there's an Optimus Prime, Bumblebee. Then there's Jazz, a little bit different. Rodimus Prime. I like that one. It looks like he's holding a Matrix and holding it up, like lighting our darkest hour. There's a Grimlock. There's a Megatron. There's an Ironhide. There's a Starscream. There's a Soundwave. There's a Shockwave. Then Galvatron, who I think is a little bit of a departure, and I like it. But here's the big surprise in that set of 12. 6-shot. Now, they're very simple. I look at them and I think to myself, they're a lot like the hyper cartoon accurate Super 7 offerings, but I don't think that they articulate, right? They seem similar in style to those Super 7 that look like they jumped off the screen. But I don't think that these ones are articulated. And honestly, I don't think that they're really available outside of China. I think you'd have to find a way to buy them from China if you really wanted them. And because they're blind bagged, trying to get all 12 might be a Herculean task. I saw those images on TFW 2005. You might want to go check them out yourself if you're interested in that. The 86 movie. Remember the 86 movie? We all love the 86 movie. Well, the original script, the first script, which got wildly changed, is now up on the Marvel Sunbow archive. We've seen stuff from this before, and it was a very different story and a very different script than what we actually got in the 86 film. Might be worth reading if you are interested enough. I kind of know what a lot of the differences were, and we talked about it a long time ago here on the channel. It's nice to kind of see the actual print if you want to read the actual script. Select's Antagony is out in some places, specifically I think the UK. Looks pretty cool. I think that the Legacy Inferno mold, there you go, is tremendous. It's excellent. Why wouldn't you like it in black? You know, why not make it a black ant? I find that I don't know if I need it a second time. It's one of those things like I didn't pre-order it. If I see it, maybe, and I would put the transmetal head on it and call it cool, call it good. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not super blown away by the idea of it, but it's a strong, tremendous mold. If I see it, right place, right time, maybe. Robosyn, which we all know is a company that I have very little use for anymore. They're going to be doing a smart base for their flagship and elite Optimus Primes. My guess is they've heard so many complaints that the Optimus can't stand, can't do, can't hold a pose because his servos don't work if he's turned off. He just slumps over and falls over. I guess you could display him in truck mode if you have the space. My guess is this smart base, while a lot of people are saying we might get more actions and more voice clips and blah, 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 blah. I bet you the big feature of that is it'll have a stand going up the back that'll be able to hold Optimus so that he will be able to be displayed. I think if people bought that Optimus, considering that thing is $1,600, and like I get it, it's wildly expensive. It's not for me. And that's $1,600 like US. And I get it, the parts count and the molds and the servos and the mechanisms and the electronics. Like I get it. I understand why it's that price. I just think it's a silly price. I think it was a silly product to put out if that's what you had to charge for it. I think that these bases should be given to the people that bought it free. because I don't think you should have to spend, but I'm sure will be another few $100s for a base that I really, really think is, I think the majority of it is intended to be able to allow that Optimus to stand up in robot mode when you're not using him and he's not turned on. See if I'm wrong, see if I'm right. Time will tell. I don't know. But as soon as I heard, I was like, I'm pretty sure that that's what that is. We're going to go back to all of the wave breakdown after and cover everything. Antagony, I told you, was out in the UK. They also have the latest Legacy wave, which is the wave with Shadow Striker and Bombshell and that stuff. They're out in the UK. I've heard of them coming early. I'll say this. In Canada, GameStop had them slated for October 8th, 1st. I don't know, something like that. They got pushed up to a release date that was yesterday. I haven't seen them. I haven't gotten any calls. Usually, if those dates get moved up like that, it's 2 to 3 weeks before it comes here. I'm sure people that live in Ontario and Winnipeg, or Ontario and Manitoba, sorry, they'll probably be the first ones to get it. And I'm sure some of them probably have their stuff picked up already. I have heard, though, that a lot of people have said that the only thing that they've actually gotten a call about is Trashmaster. I haven't gotten a call about anything. Sure hope so. Sure hope it's soon. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'd love to have those Insecticons finished. And honestly, I know she's getting a lot of flack and a lot of hate. I'm kind of excited to get Strong Arm, honestly. Anyway, it is what it is. We'll have to wait and see. Symbiote Studios. They're putting out an Optimus Prime Catnip Bravo plush. I don't know what Catnip Bravo is. It's Optimus if he was a cat and he's a little plush. It's cute, but it's weird. And I feel like it's one of those, like, I feel like Catnip Bravo is probably some sort of weird anime thing or something. I don't know. Hope it sells for you, I guess, Symbiote Studios. Studio Series Mirage, we saw in-hand images. The car looks great, except for that unsightly, ungodly hinge on the top that's not painted silver and left gray. And I saw the images from the top down. From the side, it looks okay. From the front, I think the hood looks kind of panel-tastic. But from the side and the front and the back, I look at it and I'm like, this whole thing is painted silver and blue. And I get it. It is a licensed Porsche. Porsche wanted to have a great representation. But from the top down, it looks like dog crap. I don't like it with that unpainted gray hinge. And I look at it and I think to myself, that'll look great when that hinge turns yellow. I'm not confident that it's not going to. And they had it next to the Studio Series 102 Optimus Prime. And everybody's been praising that thing. And I'm going to tell you now, from the top down, that truck is the most awful looking Optimus Prime truck I've ever seen. It looks like hot garbage from the top down. Maybe the robot's great. Maybe from the side and front, that truck is great. But it is the most god-awful, ugly, atrocious thing that I've ever seen for an Optimus Prime from the top view down. Why is there this unpainted gray top on it that should have been red? Why is there a big gap in the back of it? How come his feet are sticking out the back instead of somehow folded up in to fill in all of that hollowness? I was asked a while ago if I'm going to review Studio Series 102 Optimus. I'm not buying it. I have less than zero interest in it. I don't care how good people say the robot mode is because it has an ab crunch. I don't care. Maybe it's wonderful. And maybe if I get a chance, if I know somebody who has it or something, maybe I'll review it and say, hey, this is great. And you know what? It might have excellent articulation. It might have excellent transformation. But at the end of the day, even if it looks screen accurate, I'm going to say that the truck mode is not good. It's not where it shines. It has the shine of robot mode because the truck mode is terrible. Truck mode is terrible. Was not at all impressed by it. And wasn't super impressed with Mirage. I think the head is better, but the robot mode has a lot of junk hanging off it that wasn't in the movie, or folded up better in the movie, or it looked more sleek or something in the movie. To me, I'm not getting the Mirage and I'm not getting the Optimus. I don't think either of them look that great. But that's just me. And why does the Mirage have clear arms? I mean, I don't have an issue with clear plastic. And I get that his arms are like his windows that are on the side of the car. But man, if you're gonna do that, then at least the arm section had to completely be painted. Leaving it like you did with just a couple of, I think it's like blue paint highlights on it, looks terrible. Absolutely terrible. I think they're gonna shelf form, honestly. You built him up to be like the new Bumblebee, to be the guy that people, would be young and connected to. And your Studio Series offering for him, I don't think is as good as your mainline offering, which is a little wonky in and of itself, what with its gray tires. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. What else do we have here? Richard Newman is going to be at TFCon Orlando. If you don't know who that is, he's the voice of Rhinox and Tancor, as well as Vector Prime, and he's going to be in attendance there as well. You might have noticed I haven't checked in with you guys. It's because I want to finish the smaller news. I'll check in with you, and then we'll do all of the wave breakdowns, and I'll probably do the trivia after this as well. We saw Halloween costumes of like Megatron and Starscream specifically. I think there were a couple more, maybe Bumblebee, maybe an Optimus. I can't recall now. And I'm looking at them and I'm thinking, where were these when I was a kid? Like all we had was like a sheet. Boom, you're a ghost. Get an old plastic cape and put on some makeup. Boom, you're Dracula. Like I was lucky because my mom was really into like making my costumes when I was a kid. So like I was in like 1989, I was Batman, and like trying to get the mask and like something to attach to it with the ears up was rough. We had an old Dracula cape that we cut the bat semicircles out of and stuff. I had a black shirt, like my mom like actually had like the yellow bat symbol there, and she had cut the bat out in the center and like sewed it on my shirt. Another year I was Spider-Man, and we had like these blue tight like track pants, and I had like this red shirt, and I had these red gloves. And because at the time the 60s cartoon was the one that I really knew, my gloves ended up having webs sewn onto them, and I had a red, in essence, I guess it was probably like a stocking cap or something, or toque, we'd call it, right? And like it was, because I was a kid, I was like 6, 7. It was able to come down over my face, and like we cut holes in it, and like that all got stitched around with black, and like webs all over. My nan, actually, my grandmother, actually done the webs and stuff on it. It was a good time, but I'm not gonna lie. Seeing the sort of costumes you can get now, I'm like, man, kids today got it too easy. They have it scald, as we like to call it. It means that they have it easy. What else do we have here? There was a remastered version of the 86 poster. You're able to buy it. It looks fine. It looks cool if you want it. There's also a game controller coming out that's styled after Optimus Prime. There's going to be a little Optimus figurine in it, I guess you could say. This same company that's doing their video game controller has done like a Sonic one and another one that I can't remember what it is. That's due out in October if you're interested in it. I talked about threezero earlier. I forgot to mention also some concept art that we have of their M Deluxe Jazz. So that would be the Jazz that would go with the Megatron, the Starscream, the Optimus, the Shattered Glass Optimus that I mentioned earlier, and Bumblebee, and I'm pretty sure Cliff Jumper has been done at the M Deluxe size, class, line, whatever you want to call it. The Jazz, again, looks great. It looks like he has the door wings, so they're going with that sort of version. They seem angled up. His chest seems angled down. You would definitely tell us Jazz. I look forward to seeing, I don't even want to see the gray sample for it. I look forward to seeing a colored sample of that Jazz, because I think it's going to be very interesting on how well they paint that as to how accurate the stylized version of it is. We all know what to expect at this point from threezero. Super articulation, super duper paint, very detailed sculpts, right? YOLOPARK showed their AMK Pro Series G1 Optimus Prime. We've already seen their Megatron. The Optimus looks great. It looks like he has some battle damage on him or weathering to his paint. Painted head to toe, top to bottom. That's about all I can say. Go check that out on tformers.com. That's where I saw the images of that. Icon Heroes, they're doing some new pins and mouse pads and that sort of stuff. They're also doing a card holder that's Blaster that seems to have 2 or 3 heads. And I love that his chest, it's a bust from the waist up, basically. and his chest opens, and of course that's where you'd put your business cards, right? I think that that's kind of cool from Icon Heroes. Again, I saw that on tformers.com, and I think TFW 2005, but certainly Tformers. And I'll do this last piece of news before I check in with you guys and we do the trivia. Another Transformers movie in the works, one that is not at all related to the Bayverse. It is a plot outside of it. Now, some might say, well, we have multiple Transformers movies that have plots outside the Bayverse now. I would argue that we don't. I would argue that the intention, at least Lorenzo's intention, if you can believe him, will be for by the end of the whole live action franchise universe. By the end of it, I think his plan is for all of these little strands and veins to all come together. And I think they're going to come together under the Bayverse umbrella. We'll see if I'm right. It's a guess. That's total speculation, a shot in the dark. However, this one was one that was mentioned in 2021, so 2 years ago. And we kind of have a little bit of a, I don't want to call it an update, but a little bit of a tease, hint, something from director Angel Manuel Soto. That's the guy who, he hinted at the Transformers movie in a Collider.com interview. He is the director of Blue Beetle, if you've seen that. I mean, I don't know. And he basically said that he had an idea and he was presented a script. He didn't like the script. He presented a different idea and it was too late. They were already doing another movie. And they said to him, we like your idea, write it down, and then we want you to direct it. And he said, that's where we're to. And he said, then the writer's strike happened with a laugh. And then he said, it's going to be different. It's going to be different. I'm going to tell you now, we're 2 years in, a script has been rejected, and he's talking about working on a script now. This could happen. If it does, it ain't going to be anytime soon. But you want to know what I honestly think? I think that whatever this idea in this movie is, I don't think it's ever going to see the light of day. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't believe for a second it's ever going to see the light of day. And I guess just for kicks, do I want to do that? Hold on. Yeah, look, just for kicks, before I go, I'm going to wet your whistle with a couple of Earthspark listings. Notably, we have listings now for Deluxe Prowl. I don't think we've seen Prowl in season 1. Maybe in a flashback. I can't recall now because I've had to watch season 1 of Earthspark real piecemeal. I don't like that they released it like 3 chunks. I would just like a new episode that I could count on every week. This in 3 chunks is rough for me, and I don't like all of these streaming services and stuff. So anyway, that's a different thing. But Prowl, which could be quite good. I look forward to actually seeing more of that. Thrash. Now I have, thanks to our buddy David, I have the Warrior Thrash, and you know what? Honestly, I don't think I need the Deluxe Thrash. I love the Warrior. I think he's brilliant, and I think he fills the bill for what I need. However, there's also going to be a Warrior Jawbreaker, which is neat. I don't have the Warrior. There's going to be a Deluxe Jawbreaker, which is neat because I don't have the Warrior. I know a lot of people do. We're still on wave 1. Like the pegs are fully stocked here, right to the brim with wave 1 of Earthspark, and we've never moved off of it. And it's not that it hasn't sold. It's sold. It's just they keep restocking with wave 1 everywhere. So I'm not going to hold my breath that I'm ever going to see these, but it's cool that there are listings for it. So Prowl, Thrash, Jawbreaker, and then one that's very interesting, Aftermath. I wonder if Aftermath is going to be the big baddie of season 2. I don't know if we're going to have much more development evolution of Mandroid at all or what. I don't know, man. I don't really see it, but we'll see. But Aftermath, to me, and I could be wrong, but to me, Aftermath that sounds serious. Aftermath sounds like it could be a threat. I don't know. I'm excited, though. If I was excited about anything from that, I think the main ones that I'm excited for would be Prowl, Jawbreaker, and Aftermath. But that's just me. Not that I don't like Thrash, but I think I'm good with the Thrash I have. I think I might be good with the Thrash I have. Time will tell when we actually see images of this. Okay, I'm going to do the trivia. I'm going to check in with you guys, and then we're going to go through the waves so that you guys can actually hear what's coming when, write it down, man. Plan it. Or try and write it down. Here's the trivia coming to us from our buddy Anthony from H&E Games. In the H&E Games interview with the drummer for Weird Al, that being, of course, Bermuda Schwartz, right? So an interview was done. Actually, it was a great interview. It was a great discussion that he had with him, too. And somebody had him on a live stream. It might have been Anthony, because I was on a live stream with Bermuda Schwartz, too, and it was great. Stand-up guy, real gent, I got to say. And one of the questions that Bermuda Schwartz was asked was how Dare to Be Stupid ended up in the 86 movie. How did Bermuda Schwartz answer that question? How did he say that Dare to Be Stupid ended up in the 86 movie? Did he say A, that they were asked to write it? Did he say B, that they licensed the song for the film? Did he say C, that Weird Al was under the same label as all the other music that was being used in the movie, so it just got picked to be used because they went with a particular label? Or D, A and C. Both they were part of the same label, but they were also asked to do it. So asked to do it, A. Licensed it, B. Had the same label, C, or D. Both. The same label as all the other music and asked. A, B, C, or D. I'm going to go up because I know you guys said a lot, and I'm going to check in, give your answers down there, and that's where we'll see in just a little bit. And then I'm going to go through those last listings and get out of here. Let's go up here. And I know I'm going to be skipping stuff, guys, so I am sorry if I skip your comment. About here is where we left off. It was a solid flick. If you like Mario, you should what? It was a solid flick. If you like Mario, you should walk out satisfied. I mean, I thought it was a fun movie. I enjoyed it for what it was. Resident Evil just can't pull off good live action films, but the CG films are amazing. You're right, Razor Bear. The CG films were splendid. And you know what? Not for nothing. I like the Resident Evil movies. I like all of them because I like the franchise. But yeah, Welcome to Raccoon City was rough. That was raw off. And granted, the rest of that franchise was very stylized with Alice, right? Highly stylized, but I still enjoyed it for what it was. And you know what the funny part is? I think one of the greatest villains in all of video game history and all of any of these science fiction franchises is Albert Wesker. He's brilliant, cold, calculating, and brutal. And I don't think any movie, especially Welcome to Raccoon City, done any justice to that character at all. No eating for you. Bob Hoskins is rolling in his grave. I don't know who Bob Hoskins is. I've never heard of him. Megatron codename Iceman. Yeah. Luigi best catchphrase. You just got Luigi. Yeah, right. Hey Jay. Down here. I've yet to be wowed by the colors. Yeah, that's one thing. They are bland. The colors of the Rise of the Beast stuff is bland. I will agree with you there. AG13R common button cell batteries, also known as LR44s. Oh, okay. Same battery, is it? Maximal 10? Because I wouldn't have known that they were the same battery. Has the Shatterglass Rodimus and Sideswipe come inside? I wouldn't know, Marcus. I have no idea because Pulse doesn't come here. So I don't look. I can't get it. It's impossible for me to get it. So I really don't look. We got $3 stores and 3 Walmarts around my area. Yeah, well, yeah. We all got stuff around our area. It's out here. I've seen it online. I've seen online reviews. I like the idea of taking the Bayverse designs and giving them G1, G2 colors. Well, that's the Micro Machines ones for you, right? Forbidden Planet. I don't know what that is. Has that Optimus Primal for $3.99? I don't know what Optimus Primal that is for $3.99. As we go down here, but waiting on G1 Deco Micro Machines Roadbuster or Starscream. Yeah, and honestly, I think the Starscream in particular would be brilliant, but I never thought of Roadbuster. But you know what? I think that'd be really cool too. I like SS Rhinox a lot. I've seen Studio Series Rhinox actually, and I've seen Gamer Megatron, and I've seen Cliff Jumper. They're all of those are out here. I mean, I'm not interested in any of them at all, but I've seen them all. Will I review them? If they come my way, cool, but I'm not interested in them. There you go. Tens just said that Paul started dropping the Shattered Glass Side Swipe, Whisper, and Roddy. His arrives on Friday, so there you go. They like making Shockwave darker purple in many releases. Yeah, they do. I got Benar Optimus Prime Forbidden Planet $59.99. Okay, that's cool, I guess. I don't know if that's the going price down there. Sounds right. Is that a leader? Is that a leader price down there? They kind of did that before with older figures like the 07 stuff. They have done it before because G1 is where their bread and butter is, right? The Benar Optimus is great. I reviewed it a while ago. He's tremendous. A really excellent, excellent mold. Very, very well done. I really want those blind box figurines. Got a connection in China. I just have the holiday version of the VNR Optimus. And you know what? The holiday version is fine too. I mean, you know how good that is. And honestly, Brian, there's a part of me now looking that's like, you know what? That holiday version of that colors with a bit of work, man, I bet he could make a nice Thunderclash. Bit of work. Would take a bit of work, but I could see it in there. Not a perfect Thunderclash by any stretch. I'd love an actual Thunderclash for the record. But, you know, until that comes, I think it'd be an interesting custom to do. Select's Windsweeper was was supposed to happen before Antagony. Oh, wonder what happened to that. Oh yeah, I don't know what happened to that. Good question. I don't know. We'll see if we get it or not. I would get that Antagony for a Herald of Unicron. Yeah, you know, I guess you could. Rumor of threezero making G1 Jazz, but only a rumor at this point. Well, there's concept art for it, but it's, if anything, I would say very, very, very early. I would take that one at this point with a big grain of salt, right? Big grain of salt. But it is a little bit more than a rumor. Not much more, and it may never see the light of day. But time will tell. Even if I had Robeson Prime, I'd feel a little cheated buying a base. I'd feel cheated buying Robeson Prime. Like, I'm not gonna lie, if you got it and you love it, bless you. I guess for me, like, I was never huge into remote control cars and stuff. Like, I had a couple, but it never worked particularly great. We didn't have a lot of pavement around. We had carpet in the house. Like, they didn't work that great. And all this seems like to me is a fancy remote control Optimus. And I've watched the stuff and it's cool to see and whatnot. And 10 minutes later, I'm like, yeah, that was neat. I'm done now, though. You know, like, I got a buddy, like, you guys have heard me talk about our buddy Justin from 3D Corner a bunch of times. Like, he builds remote control cars and stuff. So the Robeson Prime would probably be right up his alley. And I think he's the market for it. I don't think he would pay 1,600 American for it, but I think he would be the sort of person to have the right interest for it. Yeah, within an hour, I'd be bored of Robeson Prime. Exactly, Razor Bear. I'm right there with you, buddy. Hard to say whoever will listen, but 2 college students built the Robeson Prime years ago. Yeah, I saw that. The college students, yeah. I mean, I don't care. I don't like the company. I'm done with the company. I don't respect them anymore. So I'm out. As soon as I saw who they associate with, I found it so distasteful. I was like, ew. Like, that's how I feel. I feel like the company's gross because of who they associate with. Got Braun. Braun's great. Shadow Striker today. Oh, that's good for you, though. I'm really happy for you. Honestly, I know that the Shadow Striker is going to be Sideburn. We all know it. But, like, this is going to sound weird, and a lot of people might say it's blasphemy, but honestly, I don't really care about Sideburn. I'm not that connected to RID 2001, but I do like Shadow Striker, and I am connected to her. I wish that she looked like her cobbled together version, but at least they got the head sculpt pretty good, and I feel like the vehicle is pretty good. So I'm cool with it. Plus, I like the shade of color that she is. I have a friend in Canada who who's gotten who got gotten means you have to have the verb have. I'm sorry, this is the teacher coming out in me, Tony. To use gotten is an en verb. It means it has to be preceded by have or be. So you would say Canada who has gotten, I guess. I guess that's what you're saying. Who's gotten? Okay, never mind. Never mind. You're right. I'm wrong. I was reading what you had there wrong. Yeah, because I got Braun. I reviewed Braun last Friday because it came into GameStop. If your friend in Canada has Shadow Striker, I'm going to guess that your friend probably lives in Ontario and probably got their call for their Shadow Striker like today or yesterday, maybe. On the road listening, like I bet you Manitoba is going to get his GameStop pre-orders before I do. It's more of a cute cat cosplaying. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's kind of, yeah, it's like a cat cosplaying as Optimus. It's weird. Hey, Grimlock Gun, just finished a 3D drawing for D&D. I don't know anything about D&D. It's a franchise that I know literally zero about. Other than the name, other than the letters, D&D, Dungeons and Dragons, that's I don't, the cartoon, I found out recently there was a cartoon. That was never here. I didn't know anybody who played the game. I've never seen a card. I know literally nothing about it other than it exists in the world. As we go down here, Albert, Joel says, Robeson should create Spaceballs, one Mega Made. Maybe, I guess. This is why I'm buying threezero's Mirage when he goes up for pre-order. Yeah, fair point, man. Lego has a Lone Stars Winnebago. Do they really? I didn't know that. Hey, no. I want to say that an Optimus. I want to say they had an Optimus costume, but it was a mask and goofy vinyl apron thing. Probably. That sounds about right. Those freaks up there. There's also an RC Halloween costume. Now, I didn't know that. Or I did and I forgot. That's possible too. This year I'm going as Deadman. Yeah, Halloween's never really been my thing. Like I stopped trick or treating when I was like 11. I was like, yeah, I'm done with this. I saw some G1 costumes. What opinion do you want? Honest or I don't want any. If you saw them, you saw them. Either you like them or you don't. I'm not that invested in Halloween. Painted head to toe in Siege war paint. What? It'd be cool if we got an 86 movie poster in the Bumblebee Rise of the Beast design style. Maybe. That'd be an interesting take. Got 9 movies already. Yes, I'm counting G1. Yeah, well, okay. Well, yeah, we've gotten a bunch of movies. Hey, Hala. I'm curious if that movie will be like What You Say or something different, as I want a different Transformers movie that's not live action. Well, Transformers 1 is animated, so that's not going to be live action. Probably wasn't episode 1 in a flashback. Yeah, like I watched episode 1, I don't know, last November or whatever when it came out. Like I don't remember that. I'm not gonna lie. I don't remember this time last week. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, probably was in a flashback, and I must have missed it. It'll be a Cyberverse repaint, probably. Yeah, you're probably right. It'll probably be a Cyberverse repaint. Aftermath is maybe a Terran. Yeah, I don't know what Aftermath is. I don't think it's going to be a Terran. It sounds too menacing to be a Terran. Although Jawbreaker sounds a bit menacing, so what do I know? Maybe it will be. I have no idea because I didn't see the interview. I didn't see the interview. I read the interview. It was a text interview. I know they will give Earthspark what? They will give an Earthspark hardtop. Also, Aftermath will probably be an episode name or placeholder name. No, I don't think so. I think Aftermath is going to be a thing. Hardtop. Yeah, we should get a hardtop. That'd be cool. Okay, so D, C, D, D. C, a lot of C's, a lot of D's. Yeah. The answer is yes, indeed, C. They were just part of the same label that the movie was using, and Dare to Be Stupid just happened to get picked. and it was like, okay, cool. I guess we're in the Transformers movie now. So neat. But it was recorded and stuff before the movie. So there you go. Let me just finish off here with your. Let me go over to the right page. Okay, let me finish off here with your guys' comments. Hey, Jason, by the way. Hey, Brian. Brian E. I'll say, hey, Waspinator, if I didn't say it already, though I think I should have said it already. Favorite video game villain is what? GLaDOS? I don't know what that is. Sorry. Bob Hoskins is Mario from games after Peter Cullen. I don't know what that means, but okay. Played Eddie, the private investigator in. Oh, yeah, okay. All right. Yeah. I do remember him. Yeah, I do. You know what? Now that you told me who he is, I vaguely remember a Super Mario movie that had him in it. I never saw it, though. I didn't see it, but I vaguely recall that existing. Wesker's definitely top 5. Yeah, absolutely he is. Capcom needs a figure way to bring him back to the franchise. Absolutely they do. Well, honestly, I kind of like the Netflix thing where because a lot of people at first were like, you know, why is Wesker now African American? Which I didn't have a problem with. I thought, I can't remember the actor's name. I know he's passed away, and I know he was in a number of things. I've seen him so many times, and I really like him. And it's so sad I can't remember his name. I thought he'd done a great job as Albert Wesker. And then it comes out like there's a bunch of Wesker clones that exist and stuff. And it's like, you know what? What a great way. Like that can apply to everything. You know, I even heard that the plan for that whole series was that we were going to learn that Albert Wesker and all the Weskers we've ever seen are all the same dude. And it's just all genetic manipulation so that Wesker could be wearing anybody's face at any time. Whether it's the white guy with the blonde hair, whether it's the black guy, whether it's the Asian guy, whether it's I don't know. Why am I drawing a blank? There's a lot of people in the world. I know Hispanic, that all of these genetically manipulated versions of Wesker would end up being the same dude. That would have been epic. Can you imagine if they end up with like an army of Wesker clones? They don't all have to look alike. In fact, they could look like anybody. All you got to do is activate them. Like, I think that'd be terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. What a villain. What a villain. Oh, Bob is still alive. I don't know. Somebody said he was turning in his grave or something. I don't know the guy. I'm not that invested in Bob Hoskins or whatever his name is. 123 days till Christmas. Don't tell that to Starscream wife. She would not want to hear that yet. Hey, Dragonfly. Right? Wife would divorce me if I spent $1,500 on a toy. Can you imagine? In Canada, that would be a lot more. I worked it out. It was something like $2,800 by the time you had shipping and everything in. It was like $2,800 for a remote control Optimus. No thanks. I'm not even going to say the name. No, just know that Robeson associates with garbage people. Jay Gabron, he's good. He is. He's quite good. Too bad that there's no wrist swivel and the head can't look up. I find that quite disappointing for the price point. But you know what? You know, it is what it is. As we go down here. Oh, there you go. According to Anthony, he passed away in 2014. I wouldn't know. I stopped Halloween in 7th grade. There you go. See? And I know I'm skipping stuff here, guys, because I want to get to the last part of the news and get out of here. It's part of the second interview with Bermuda. There you go. Thank you, Anthony. I couldn't remember the order. Lance Riddick. And thank you, Razor Bear. Man, I really, like, I've seen him in a bunch of stuff. I really like Lance Riddick. And when he passed away, I was kind of legit sad. I was like, man, that's sad. That slays me a bit, you know? I wish Hasbro made decent human figures for each. Yes, do that as core class. I'm with BS Prime. By the way, thanks for being a super chat super fan. I appreciate it. Yes, sir. I agree with you. Absolutely. 1,000,000,000%. Hey, Omar. Have I heard any news about more deluxe Insecticons being released in the near future? I bought the 4-pack to get ransacked. No, I have not. But you know what? I'd love to have the other deluxe Insecticons. I would hope that they'll come, but I'll tell you now, I don't see them within the next year. But hopefully. My only concern is that we're going to get them, and they're all going to be part of a I'll spit this out in a minute. Multi-pack, right? Let's go down here a bit. And again, guys, bear with me. And if I'm skipping over your comment, I am so very sorry. Venom might be hard. The others have regular Insecticon counterparts. Yeah, Venom might be, but he'd be so worth it. I love Transformers Prime, already 2015. Got into Beast Wars like Siege. Yeah. Well, I mean, I went through recently the entire Aligned continuity and what it included and where it went wrong and stuff, right? So yeah, I love it. And honestly, Earthspark shaping up to be excellent fiction. What a great bunch of character development and what an excellent story arc, and even the character development of Dr. Meridian. And like, you talk about a fall from grace. And it's so funny because when Earthspark started and we had a lot of stuff about like identity and finding yourself, and people were like, this is kidified and stuff. You get to those last 5 or 6 episodes and there ain't nothing kidified about it, man. It gets brutal by the end of season 1. Real brutal, real fast. And I'm in for the ride. I can't wait for season 2. I think Earthspark is exactly the shock to the system that as Transformers fans, we need it. And I hope that they go like full on seasons again. I love it. Live action, I should state, whole Human Alliance line. Yeah, why not? Why not? I wonder if the studio series Megatron has sunglasses. I don't know what that means, but okay. Okay, so are you ready? Are you ready? Let's go. So here are the listings. I'm going to call it, I'm going to start with Legacy. And I took some listings and I took some stuff I've talked about even the last couple of weeks and some stuff that was on a couple of the websites, and I've kind of amassed it all together. Settle in. This is what's going to take us out of here today. Listen close. Get your pen and paper, your notes ready. I'm going to give the dates that they have here, even though I think we all know that those dates are probably going to get moved up. For example, Legacy Wave 1 slated for January 2024. I suspect we'll get it sooner. For the core class, we're looking at Energon Megatron, which is weird to have them that small, but they might be testing the waters. As well, in that Wave 1, we will have Boulder Crash and Tasmania Kid from Beast Wars. That's the 3 cores for Wave 1. Energon Megatron, Boulder Crash, Tasmania Kid. The deluxes for Wave 1 will be Animated Bumblebee, Rescue Bots Chase. Feel like that's going to be a use of the Alita mold. I really do. Cyberverse Windblade. I don't know who they're going to use for that, but I'm curious about it. And Magnius, which I think is going to be one of the rocks. So we're going to get into the rocks soon, and I'm excited to see that Windblade. We might see these reveals as early as PulseCon. The Voyagers will be Prime Thundertron. Keep in mind, as I say that, Voyager, Transformers Prime, Thundertron. Keep that in mind. As well as Animated Optimus Prime. I think we're going to see all of this wave at PulseCon. Animated Optimus Prime, Voyager class seems about right if you're an animated fan. And then we're going to get Leader class Tiger Hawk, which I think is very interesting, and a Leader class Optimus Prime. But I don't know from what era this Leader class Optimus Prime will be. I presume this entire Wave 1 of Legacy will be Legacy Uni. So that was Wave 1 due in January. That's all the Wave 1 stuff. I said it all. If you need to hear it again, replay it. Wave 2 slated for April. This is all Legacy, remember. Wave 2 slated for April. Chase would be good as a Sunstreaker retool. Maybe. Wave 2. The core classes that will come out in Wave 2 will be Beast Machines Cheetor, which is interesting to do as a core. I think, again, testing the waters, as well as Dinobot. You're doing Beast Wars Dinobot as a core? I don't get it. I'm baffled by that decision. Really baffled by that decision. The other core that will be there, no, sorry, is, yeah, the other core that'll be there, I think, is, am I saying this right? No, I'm sorry. We're into now the deluxes. So there's only 2 cores slated for Wave 2, Beast Machines Cheetor and Dinobot. The deluxes for Wave 2, due in April, will be Sure Shot. Yeah, baby, give me Sure Shot with his Target Master partner. Make it good. Gears. Gears should come in April, which will probably be more like January or February. Cyberverse Chromia, which is probably going to replace my Siege Chromia because I hate that thing so bad. And Rock 2. Interestingly, though, there was a leak listing for a unique core Rock 2, not a deluxe, a core. And the product number for that core is F5822. So I don't know why there's a Rock 2 that's a deluxe and a Rock 2 that's a core. Interesting. It might just be because they're doing multiple rocks at each size class, right? Because we already know that Wave 1 will have a core being Boulder Crash and a deluxe being Magnius. So I don't know if this Rock 2 will be in a core in Wave 2. The only ones that I know for sure in Wave 2 is Beast Machines Cheetor and Dinobot. I already said the deluxes, Sure Shot Gears, Cyberverse Chromia, and Rock 2. The Voyagers for Wave 2 will be a Beast Wars Silverbolt. I gotta believe it's the Griffin boy, and I cannot wait for him. And Cybertron Starscream. So I don't know if you are into Unicron Trilogy, support Cybertron Starscream. He won't be for me, it might be for you. And Leader Class Sandstorm. I've been really disappointed with the Leader Class Triple Changers since Siege. I didn't like Astro Train. I didn't like Blitzwing. I'm not in for the Leader Class ones. You're giving us a Voyager with some added junk that they don't need. I adore the Generations mold. I know it's stylized with the big tires and it's not a helicopter. I get it. I get it. But the mold is so tremendously, amazingly, astonishingly good that I'm going to be hard pressed to get this Leader Class. I guess I'll make a decision when the time comes. I hope that the Autobot triple changes are better than the Decepticon because I prefer my Titans Return, Blitzwing, and my Titans Return, Astro Train over either of the updates that we've gotten. I didn't like them, but to each their own. If you like them, then be excited for Sandstorm. So all of that is Wave 2. I hope you've been listening closely. BS Prime says Hasbro gives a yes, give us a Botanica. I'm with you, man. Think Windblade will be new and repainted into Slipstream. I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. I absolutely agree with you. Okay, are we ready? Wave 3. This will be slated for July, so it'll probably be May. Wave 3, the core will be Rock 3, which is why I think the core Rock 2 will be part of Wave 2, even though that's not confirmed. That's the only new core for Wave 3, apparently. The deluxes will be Sideburn. By the way, that's also one of the leaked listings with the product code, which is F9538. F9538 will be Sideburn. That'll be Wave 3. That'll be July, next summer. Cybertron Hotshot, which I guess is Cybertron Defense Hotshot as a deluxe. Also a Rock 3. This is why earlier when I said Rock 2 and Rock 2, I think that they're going with just the size classes. I think it's Core Rock 3 and Deluxe Rock 3. And Strong Arm will be repacked in that wave. So if you're not getting Strong Arm this time and you miss her and you're thinking to yourself, oh man, maybe I should have got her. Fret not. Don't overpay. Wait, because she'll be your package refresh in Wave 3 next summer. The Voyager will be Vector Prime. I'm excited to see that, even though I love the original. I'm excited to see that. And the leader will be Armada Galvatron, which I guess is going to be just like the Armada Megatron, but in Galvatron colors. And then around this time, Wave 4, right? October probably will get pushed up to August, September. October, Wave 4. We're going to have Core Class Energon Galvatron. This is also a leaked listing. Product code is F8523. 8523. We also have Deluxe G1 Optimus, which is strange since in Wave 1, we're going to be getting a Leader Optimus. I wonder if that's G1 at all. But we're getting a Deluxe G1 Optimus. We're going to be getting a Slipstream. The product code for that, that's a leaked listing, is F8534. I got to believe, as was stated earlier, I think that Slipstream as a deluxe is going to be a reuse of the Windblade. And you know what? I got a Slipstream. I do, and I love her. And I think she, as a seeker, should look like the other seekers, but be smaller. She can be her own thing, have a bit of finesse. I'm cool with that. I don't know. It might be a Prime Slipstream. We'll have to wait and see. It could be a Cyberverse Slipstream. We'll have to wait and see. And also, interestingly, we're going to be getting, this is also a leaked listing, in Wave 4, we're going to be getting a G1 Quake. Product code is F8536. Now, that said, I actually have the Titans Return Quake and its Headmaster's Chasm, but I love the head. How good is that head sculpt, man? I also, thanks to our buddy Grimlock on, for this piece here specifically, this 3D printed piece specifically, I have done his Target Masters with a couple of spare Battle Masters I had, being Heater and Tip Top. He's great. He is great. But if you either didn't like this guy or didn't like the fact he was a headmaster, or you weren't a collector in Titans Return, I got to believe that this new one will be cool. But I think his double Target Master buddies are going to be trash. But I think that he'll be good. I have no doubt he'll be good. I don't know if I'll need it. I guess I'll wait and see how much better he is than that. But I'm not angry at a G1 Quake coming at like the end of the uni run. The Voyagers will have animated Motor Master, which, let's be realistic, animated Motor Master is going to be a reuse of the Voyager animated Optimus Prime, probably with a different head. Other than that, it's going to be a reuse of the Optimus Prime. And it's going to be a repack of Metal Hawk. So the end Voyagers are, unless you're really in for an animated Motor Master, are basically going to be like, the Voyagers at least are going to be either repacks or reuses. Then at the end of the year, I don't know what part of the fiction this will be from, Leader Soundwave will be Legacy Wave 4. I'm going to say Uni Wave 4 at the end of the year. Hope you got all that, but we're not done. You ready? Also in July, in the middle of the summer, we're going to be getting the Star Seeker line. I leaked listings a long time ago for Legacy SPA. I'm wondering if that now might be the Star Seekers. I can't remember what characters were apparently in there, and I haven't heard anything about it since. And I couldn't find any product numbers. It could be the Star Seekers. As far as that, for the deluxes, we're getting one, which is cool. Road Pig, which is a laser cycle that we should be getting. Lockdown, which is interesting, a deluxe Lockdown there. Filch, which is very interesting. We're going to get a Voyager Farak, which is also very interesting. And then we're going to get, remember earlier I said in the Legacy line we're getting a Prime Thundertron? Well, here we're going to be getting a Leader Class Thundertron. So we're getting two Thundertrons in the main line and then this Star Seekers line in 2024. And I got to believe the Star Seekers line is going to be the next thing that becomes a Walmart exclusive line. I'm pretty sure that's what's happening there. And then last but not least, and then we can get out of here. Studio series. Are you ready? Yeah, Pirates for life. Well, here's the nice thing about the Star Seekers and the Pirates. I have God Neptune. And there's parts of fiction where they overlap with Star Seekers and our Pirates themselves. They can go together, and I'd be really cool with that. Who do you guys think the Commander and Titans are going to be? I don't even care. I don't. I'm not going to lie. But time will tell. Time will tell. Farak is a white Cyclonus. Yeah. Swoop. Wonder if he'll actually scale. Bet Tidal Wave. I would be cool with Tidal Wave as a commander. I've said that before. Okay. Studio series. Let's do this. So wave 1 for Studio series, because they're a little different. They don't go January, April, August, I think it is, and like December or November or October, whatever it is. In February, wave 1 of Studio series for the cores, they're looking at Last Night Mohawk, movie 6 Bumblebee, which I gotta believe is like a Bumblebee movie Bumblebee, and sorry, I take that back. Wave 1 in February for Studio Series will be Core Class Mohawk and Movie 6 Rumble, which I got to believe is Bumblebee movie Rumble. The deluxes will be Rise of the Beast Wheeljack, or Movie 7 Wheeljack. I believe it's Rise of the Beast Wheeljack as Studio Series. The product code for that is F7233, as well as Deluxe Scorponok. So if you were thinking, will I pick up that buzzworthy Bumblebee Scorponok? That's up to you, but you might want to wait for the Studio Series and see what happens. 86, Deluxe 86, apparently Scrap Heap, and War for Cybertron Starscream. And we're apparently getting a Movie 6 Megatron in that first wave in February. But I'm baffled by that because Movie 6 would be the Bumblebee movie, and Megatron wasn't in that. So I'm very, very curious about what that will pan out to be. And this is my last page of notes on this, guys. Woo, baby. I told you it was a lot. Told you it was a lot. Good old Pablo. Where's my Studio Series? What? Citroen Hot Rod? I don't know. Citroen? I don't know what that is, my friend. Excited for Road Pig. Yeah, I'm excited for Road Pig too. Okay. Why not just make a deleted scenes line? That'd be cool. That'd be really cool. Yeah, I know Megs was in the script, and I know they done like the front of his body and stuff, and he could look really cool, but he wasn't in the movie. So, and I know that they have the deleted scene and stuff, but it's weird. We'll see if that's what it is. April. So wave 2 in April. We're going to be getting Movie 6 Starscream as a core class. Why you would get a core class? I'm going to say Bumblebee movie Starscream. I'm assuming Movie 6 is Bumblebee movie. That's not confirmed. That's just me guessing that Movie 6 is Bumblebee movie. Why we're getting a core class Starscream is weird to me when we already have that at Voyager, but whatever. Deluxe War for Cybertron Sideswipe. Deluxe Movie 6 Sunstreaker. Again, Bumblebee movie Sunstreaker. We'll have to wait and see. If you missed Studio Series 86, fret not. In April of 2024, in Wave 2 of Studio Series, he's getting a package refresh. Glorious, because so many people missed him because he came out during the lockdown. I hope that if you did, you can get him up and coming as a repack in Studio Series. Voyager Movie 6 Shockwave. Yeah, we got the little core class Bumblebee movie Shockwave. Give us a full Voyager. I'm not getting it because I bought my last Shockwave, but he will be splendid, no doubt, and popular. Here's the big one. April, Wave 2, Studio Series, 86 Swoop. That's when Swoop is coming. I said it was slated to be in the spring a couple of weeks ago. I guess last week, probably April. I'm going to say that we're going to start seeing Swoop in probably February. Is where I'm thinking. After that, August, we have Core 86 Steeljaw. The product number for him is F8752. Deluxe War for Cybertron, Decepticon Infantry. That I'm thinking that might be like either a common Seeker mold, or it might be the Runabout Run Amok mold in different colors, which would be cool. But the Decepticon Infantry, War for Cybertron, I don't know. It might not be any of those things because it's War for Cybertron, right? F8763 is the product code for that. I might be in for that. I might get a couple of them to flank something, use them as Viacons or something. And then next year, not 2023 December, 2024 December, we get Core Movie 6 Frenzy. That is F8753. So I think Bumblebee movie Frenzy. We're going to have the Rumble already. Deluxe HM Megatron, whatever HM is. I have no idea what that is. Next Gen Bumblebee. Don't know what Next Gen Bumblebee is, but it's going to be product code of F8764. Voyager War for Cybertron Ratchet is going to be F8770. Leader class 86 Springer. I mean, I have this guy who's a Voyager, and I have the other Voyager, and I like this guy, and I like the Generations Voyager. I got rid of all of the junk on his chest, and I just painted these with a yellow saffron. Newsflash, yellow saffron is the perfect yellow for the yellow that's on this Springer. I don't think I need another. Again, I'm hearing leader, and I'm like, oh no, we'll have to wait and see. I'm not blown away by that. And finally, we have these weird listings. Level A assorted June, whatever that is. Level A assorted movie 8, which I'm thinking is Transformers 1, the animated one. Optimus Prime, that's GO221. And level A assorted 86 Bumblebee. How much do you want to bet it's going to be the Netflix Bumblebee mold? I'm pointing because he's up in there. The Netflix Bumblebee mold, but painted a little more G1. Betcha. But 86 Bumblebee. And the number for that, because it's actually a listing, is G0220. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, your entire 2023 and 2024 is something now that you can plan. Plan your purchases, plan ahead, be smart. Could more listings and whatnot come up, more reveals? Absolutely. Multi-packs, exclusive lines, all of that sort of stuff, I'm sure will come. But at least now, you, my friends, can get a head start. Thank you for coming by, giving me some of your extremely valuable time. I do know how important it is to you. If you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon. See what we have to offer to you through Spring. Or, of course, hit the join button at any given time and become a channel member while you're at it. Please hit the subscribe button. Stick around. Have some fun with us here on the channel. And don't forget that somehow, some way, each and every single solitary day, each and every single one of you do make a difference in the world. And I look forward to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit, either right here in the live streams on Thursday nights at the stop motion premieres. Oh, by the way, I finally had Starscream Wife do those lines. So I'm working away again at the season 2 finale of Universal Collision. Don't ask me when. Just let me do my thing. Or the old-fashioned way, inside the videos.